Can I just say that the oh my gosh at the beginning of that completely cursed that intro. Literally, when I was reading that to myself, I could not help but do it in like the bratty teenage, like, oh my gosh voice. You know, the really annoying one. Hey everyone, RSKOS here, and welcome back to another episode of Sonic Adventure. Last time we started Tails' story and got through both Windy Valley and Casinopolis. This time, we head to the next stage, Ice Cap, which, if y'all remember, was another of Sonic's stages. Like, I'm not gonna go back to the whole issue of a lot of Tails' story is the exact same as Sonic's again, but I am gonna mention it one final time just then. Why is there particle effects still coming from the rocks? I say particle effects. Those really are not particle effects, but like they were still coming from it, even though they were on the. I should question some things in this game. To Ice Cap, his tails did not move there. He just kind of floated and fell back down. Well, there we go. Okay, into Ice Cap Zone. Or Ice Cap. I keep saying Ice Cap Zone. Okay, I've not even played Sonic 3, and I know about Ice Cap Zone, and that this is 100% inspired off of it, but... Ice Cap, not Ice Cap Zone.
Come on, Tails.
Unlike Sonic's story, this time we start right in the snowboarding section. Just like last time, you are completely invincible in this segment, but unlike last time, you're racing Sonic. Honestly, this is... I'm not gonna say this is one of my favorite Tails stages. I will say it's the least breakable of the Tails stages.
All right, Tails.
But I will... God, I'm totally butchering this, but I will say that I think this is better than the snowboarding segment in Sonic's story, for the pure and simple reason that there's another objective here other than make it to the end. In Sonic's story, we just had to make it to the end, and we were in this invisible on-rails segment. While in this one, and I totally missed a shortcut, we're racing Sonic, who is incredibly insufferable. And I think I prefer this version just because of that, because there's another objective. We have to race Sonic. Now I'm really getting flashbacks to Twilight Princess snowboarding. Here we go up here with another ramp. I do question though how exactly Tails is like mastering the. Whoa! Don't go uphill. Oh boy, Sonic got ahead. I do question how Tails is just mastering the snowboard all of a sudden. I can kind of understand Sonic because how many times has he been on a snowboard now? But Tails is a different one. Okay, we need to hit these ramps. And this one. Don't fly off, don't fly off. And this last one. There we go. Let's keep up the speed. And I do believe we've won. Hey, there's the Chaos Emerald we didn't get to see last time because I screwed up that recording. Didn't do it this time. I just noticed that bit in the mounting back there is 100% floating.
That wasn't too bad.
It's like, it has no bottom, which I fully understand. I don't model the bottoms of anything either. But make sure it's hitting. I'll give them slack. This game is the first 3D Sonic game that mattered. So I'll give them slack. Oh god, I just remembered what's coming up. There's nothing for us this way, so let's head back this other way. Going along with the gimmick of this story being pretty identical to Sonic's, I think y'all know what's coming up
The train
next.
headed for Station Square will be departing soon.
Oh, wow, that was a really fast stage. Hi, Knuckles.
Hey, Knuckles, what's up?
with me now? Just hand over the emeralds you have. Quick!
No way, Knuckles.
Boss fight with Knuckles!
Oh, no.
He is just as easy in Sonic's version.
Oh no!
Like, seriously. I don't really have a problem with this fight, honestly. Just because it's so easy.
Whoa! Oh no, the emeralds!
And they're all mine.
Eggman's back! He's got the emeralds!
You two are bumbling idiots. You know that.
Hey, those are the Chaos Emeralds.
You are so easily tricked. All I did was wait for you to bring it to me.
What the heck is he talking about anyway?
Don't you realize when you've been tricked?
Tricked? No one makes a fool out of me.
Way to go, knucklehead.
4! Count 'em. 4 emeralds. I summon
Eggman.
chaos.
You're only holding 2.
Eat up.
Oh no! It's changing again! We gotta stop this fast!
And sure enough, we have another fight with Chaos 4. I mentioned in Sonic's, I guess time with this fight, that I didn't particularly care for this fight. It's a little slow, and it's a bit more difficult with Tails, not because the boss does anything different. The boss is completely copy and paste identical. But the fact that Sonic has a homing attack and Tails doesn't, makes this a bit more difficult in that you just kind of have to jump on him or fly into it. It's a bit finicky. You can also sometimes get the tail attack off, but honestly, you're better off just trying to hit him. This fight is slow though, and we're having to rematch it. I think you at least kind of understand my gripe for this fight, and oh boy, you're not even done hearing me complain about this fight yet. Hit it! Hit it! Hit it! Oh boy. I will say, of the iterations of this fight, this is the worst. Or worst. This is the worst iteration. There we go. The hitbox for Tails is really wonky. In fact, that brings me to something. Of the character playthroughs, I personally think Tails is one of the least polished. I know it sounds weird that I'm saying this so early and we haven't seen the other characters, but it just doesn't feel like there was much put into Tails. At least there certainly wasn't anything to differentiate Tails from Sonic, honestly. And there's just... It's just kind of weird. You absolutely annihilate Sonic in the action stages, but when it comes to the boss fights, it kind of feels like they weren't fully optimized. Also, Tails just floating.
Behold my floating masterpiece, the Egg Carrier! But it pales in comparison to the power of chaos. Adieu, until we meet again, my friends.
workshop and we'll take the tornado.
Yeah.
You guys go. I have some unfinished business to take care of.
No problem, Knuckles. We'll take care of everything here.
Come on, let's get going.
Let's get going indeed. This time I can't just spin dash like crazy. Let's actually go talk to Knuckles. He is
What's the matter?
waiting over here.
What are you waiting for?
And that's all he has to say. It's, yeah. And, oh boy, speaking of reused parts of the game that I don't particularly care for, guess what's coming up? They should get a slightly altered point of view.
Sonic, wait here for a second. Sonic, hop in. Let's go.
Yep, Sky Chase Act 1! Again. I probably should have saved that extra that I mentioned last time about the unused content for this time. I'm not gonna cut this as much as I really should, but I will let you know, it is the exact same fight. Or sub-game, anyway. I'm not gonna cut it just in case something interesting happens, and because I want this video being like 13 minutes, but don't worry, after this, we get some new content. I will say, just some, though. It really does kind of bum me out, though, just how much of Tails' playthrough is cut and paste Sonic's playthrough, but not as fun. I think part of that really does boil down to the fact that Tails just isn't as fun to play through as Sonic. Partially just because he completely annihilates level design, and while it is kind of fun to break levels, especially in the way that I broke Windy Valley, it's not quite as fun whenever you just annihilate levels so much that there's no challenge. Also, as usual, even though last time I said this minigame was super easy and that I've definitely not got hit before, I'm suddenly taking a mounting of damage. Again, if we ever get a remake of Sonic Adventure, and I kind of doubt we will because Sega hasn't been having the best luck with Sonic, and they seem pretty set on abandoning this format at this point, but if we ever get a remake of Sonic Adventure, please, at least in this minigame, if you leave it in, give us a boost option so we can speed it up. Anything. With that, though, I do believe we are at the end. Last time Sonic got separated from us, let's see where Tails ends up.
That dream brought back memories. I owe so much to Sonic. Sonic! Wonder where he went. Sure hope he's all right. The tornado's not powerful enough. If I'm gonna get that egg carrier, I need to finish my prototype. It needs a Chaos Emerald to work. Looks like I'd better find one fast.
Finally, something new. Okay, I can stop complaining now. Yay! So, it turns out after that crash landing, Tails ended up in the Mystic Ruins. And I was about to say, what the heck is with the sky? That is some contrast. But then I look over here and there's actually a sunset. This is one of the only times in the entire game you actually see Mystic Ruins in any other weather condition other than day. I think there is another time where you can see it at nighttime, but it's not often that you see any sort of weather condition. And wow, that water is like, is that water radioactive or something? Anyway, we need to find a Chaos Emerald, and this will be our first time entering this area from this way. But if we get on this minecart, it takes us to this vast jungle from the end of Sonic's playthrough. See, we're doing things way out of order now. Tails breaks this place. It's supposed to be a maze that you're supposed to find your way through, but you can walk on the canopy for one, and Tails is flying, especially with the jet anklet is, yeah. Need I say anything else? Whoa. I did not know there was an emblem in there, but hey, free emblem. Sure, why not? I haven't really found a good time to mention this either, but the emblems do have another purpose other than unlocking Metal Sonic. If you collect a certain amount, certain games unlock for you. Some of those even being older Sonic games. The DX version of Sonic Adventure comes with some of the older Sonic games, such as Sonic Racing, Sonic 1, Sonic 2, a few of those type of Sonic games. It comes with those built in.
Wow! There's a Chaos Emerald! Hey! Wait up! Stop!
Stop it! Wow. As I was saying though, when you get a certain number of emblems, some of those games will begin to unlock. Up here we have some sort of switch. Hidden switch, I guess. And, the sand just kind of drains. I don't think that's how sand works. I think we are going... Voice crack. I think we're going to tackle this next time, though, as I don't really want to keep going from here, as, well, I know there's a bunch of cutscenes coming out, quite frankly. So, I'm going to end this episode here. Thank y'all for watching. Whoa! What time the reverse of the other event? Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching this episode of Sonic Adventure. I've been RSK West, and I'll see y'all next time. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye! This is how Tails competes with Sonic. He doesn't outfly him. He just runs way freaking faster than Sonic ever could.